What's up, guys? I want to do a quick Bears morning update. I'll update yesterday's Pro Day visits, as well as an updated look at our top 30 visit tracker. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First, if you missed it, Braxton Jones' recovery from offseason ankle surgery seems to be on track. He's walking without a boot, and he's on pace to be 100% well before training camp. Great news for our starting left tackle. An important thing to remember here, Ben Johnson seemed to be a big fan of both Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright in his opening press conference. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the pro day updates. The biggest news yesterday was Tyleik Williams got hurt running his 40-yard dash. A sigh of relief after one of my favorite players in the draft went down. The update here is that Tyleik apparently just had some cramping in his legs, and he should be just fine going forward. I was definitely worried when I saw that happen. But Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, and more were among the Bears staff at the Ohio State Pro Day. And again, like I said yesterday, there's no need to make a big deal out of us visiting Ohio State over LSU or Boise. There were simply more draft talent at Ohio State. They have more players in the draft's top 50 than any school in the nation. On top of that, we did have our running backs coach down in Boise, and we had a few guys down at LSU to check out Will Campbell as well. But Eric Bieniemy was down there on hand watching Ashton Genty live. He did position drills but did not run a 40. Also, let's not forget the Bears will meet with Ashton Genty one-on-one for a top 30 visit very soon. Which brings me to my next topic, a quick look at the known top 30 visits for the Bears. So far, I do not believe we've conducted many of these top 30 visits yet, although they did meet with Isaiah Bond and safety Andrew Makuba after the Texas Pro Day earlier this week. Most of the top 30 visits will begin rolling out in the next week, but so far I did some digging, and these are the players I believe the Bears are already scheduled to meet with or have met with before the draft. At running back, both Ashton Genty and SMU's Brashard Smith. At tight end, you have Mason Taylor from LSU, and then two left tackles, Will Campbell out of LSU and Josh Connerly out of Oregon. On defense, it's a little more interesting because as of yet, it's just one safety and two linebackers. Although I do view Jalen Walker as a pass rusher, he's one of the most talented and intriguing players in this entire draft and a definite sleeper for the Bears at pick 10. But something to remember here going forward is that Ryan Poles has a history of meeting with his draft picks with top 30 visits. In 2024, he had top 30 visits with Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, and Karan Amagaji. And then back in 2023, Poles had top 30 visits with Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Jervon Dexter, and Tyler Scott. But even more interesting, Ryan Poles had top 30 visits with two other players back in 2023 as well. Jordan McFadden and Ricky Stromberg, two players that he has since signed to the Bears roster. He had top 30 visits with both of those players back in 2023. Also, Poles likes to meet with his draft picks at the Senior Bowl. He met with Zach Pickens, Tyreek Stevenson, Torrey Taylor, Austin Booker, and more. So that's one reason why paying attention to this top 30 list over the next week or two really matters. It's very likely that 3 or 4 of our top picks will come from this list. But it's also something to watch going forward for future years in free agency as well. If any of the players he visits in the top 30 end up being free agents, it's worth keeping in the back of our mind. But I've been in the film room narrowing down draft prospects. I have a couple surprises on the way, guys. Stay tuned. Remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.